I'm Chris from Deus Ex Machina, and I am with
Dave from Rampant Wolf Games.
And we're here to do the list that everyone does every year, the top 5 games of 2018.
Yeah, we want to be like everybody else, pretty much.
I'm probably not going to select games that people... I actually have 10... I've trekked through, and I actually have... I bought 10... I bought way more than just 10 games, but I required 10 2018 dated games.
Yeah, I can't say that mine are all... They either were arrived in 2018 in the sense that it was a Kickstarter and they finally delivered in 2018.
I think I would count that, certainly.
Yeah.
I mean...
And some of them were ones I'm pretty sure. There's one on my list that I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it was this year, but I'm not sure.
I actually realized, thing is that unfortunately a good number of the Kickstarter games I've received, the big one wasn't very good. Mm-hmm. But a good number of the other ones, a few may surprise you.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like the funny thing is like you go in to look and say, like for example, I'll take Dinosaur Island. I'm pretty sure. It delivered this year. It's
a reprint. So what we got just a few months ago was a reprint of a game, and I think they delivered in 20. Trust me, if you want to make it Dinosaur Island eligible because it's on your list, as I'm predicting it is, mm-hmm. My list is not going to be entirely accurate because I knew Dinosaur Island was a reprint.
Yeah.
And I haven't played Duelosaur Island yet, so that is the newer game. Mm-hmm. And so I did not. Otherwise, I can tell you right now, Dinosaur Island would be number 1. Yeah. So Dinosaur Island is not on my list because I didn't factor it as a 2017 release.
Fair enough.
2018 release. I factored it as a 2017 release. If we did, then this list is just gutted. It'd be number 1. So if you do that, just pretend the fact that all my lists are dumped by 1, and the one in number 5 would be off my top 5. Because spoilers. Dinosaur Island, probably one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, fair enough. All right,
number 5. What the hell is that?
Well,
it's Trident. I had Trident.
We're not going to say what this one is. It's a family show, right?
Yeah, it's a Trident. No. It's like I hit you with the Spocker.
All right.
Technically, I was stoned to my scissors, so you get to go first.
All right. So number 5 was this one got a lot of hate, especially in the DT forums and reviews of it. And so honestly, I went into playing this game with this game is gonna suck, and I already bought it. So I was just like, why didn't I watch Tom and Sam and Z's review of this game? Because it's gonna suck.
Forbidden Sky.
Exactly. And I played it.
I'm getting good at this.
And I played it, and you know what? It is not that bad.
I'll take your word for it. I was surprised when I finally saw the box how huge it is.
Yeah.
Because it's like twice the size of Forbidden Desert, and at least 50-65%. Although I do appreciate it's not in a metal tin. The metal tins are kind of annoying. And they're cool, but they're annoying.
Yeah, and you know, some parts of it may be fiddly, but honestly, I had a lot of fun playing it. And sad to say, I think I had more fun playing it than I had playing Forbidden Island or Desert.
What is it? So now you'd say that is your number 1 of the 3? Of the
I would say it's the number 1 of the 3.
And then what's second?
Would have to be probably Forbidden Desert.
And then Island would be third.
Yeah.
I would put Island better than Desert. I like Desert, but I find Desert can get a little fiddly.
With all the sand building.
Well, the sand building is a little annoying. Specifically, I'm annoyed at the thirst mechanic. The only time I ever lose Forbidden Desert is through thirst.
Yeah.
It's a very annoying mechanic. There's enough stuff going on in that game. So that's why I actually love the desert mechanic, the actual storm. Mm-hmm. That part's brilliant.
Yeah.
But I felt that they wanted to add another layer of danger. And from what I saw for Forbidden Sky, they did the same thing with pushing lightning bolts and then being knocked off the platforms and all that. So the more I saw that, and I saw the Dice Towers review, I was just like, yep, I'm going to make this a hard pass. I don't know. Leacock is starting to really wane on me. I think his stars.
I think you should give it a go. Just not buy it.
Oh, I'll play it.
I'll play it. And because I was the same way too, and actually the person I played it with was the same way because we did a live playthrough of it. And he came into the same impression. He's like, this is going to suck. We played the game, we're just like, okay. It wasn't phenomenal. Okay, they're right on one thing. The artwork, the components, but it didn't suck as much as they said. The only thing I would have done with that game change is the hard wires. I would have just been like, okay.
Just as magnet wires, yeah.
Magnet with wires.
You've mentioned that with a few other lists. Yeah.
And it would have looked cooler, too.
It would have been neat. I see the appeal of both, but I see your appeal more because it makes it a bit easier to play around. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, there's a part of me that was just like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. But for me, like I said, I think a lot of people throw a lot of overt praise to Leacock, and I'm not a huge fan of it.
It's kind of like the Stegmaier effect.
Yeah, but Jamie Stegmaier hasn't burned. I haven't seen the chinks.
Charterstone.
Yeah. But that's one. Leacock, from my opinion, is he had one good idea on a very simple concept with Pandemic, milked it to ad nauseum, and his other games have been average to good. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't call him the second coming. He's no Uwe Rosenberg, and he's no Stegmaier. I think Jamie Stegmaier is way better than Leacock.
Yeah, I know, but still, I think Stegmaier suffers the same thing. Everybody's like, "Oh, Jamie Stegmaier, it's going to be great." It's
we'll see. We'll see when we play Wingspan. When I play Wingspan, I can make judgments. But so far, I mean, with both Viticulture and Scythe, he's got 2 hits. Leacock doesn't have that with me. Leacock's got like 1 hit for me, and a couple medium hits. Like knocking out of the park, Viticulture and Scythe are knock out of the park. Leacock has not knocked me out of the park, and that includes Pandemic. So that was your number 5.
That was my number 5.
My number 5 is Mystery of the Temples, which we just talked about in the before the video started. It's a nice basic game. It was a re-release because it was localized for English, and so the title is probably listed as a 2017 in China, but we all got it in America or in Canada in July. Mm-hmm. It's a fun game. We've played it a couple times now. I don't think I would ever play it more than 2 players. I think 4 players would be very clunky. It's one of those games where the real estate, the footprint is so small. There are certain games where it's just like, you can play with 4 players. So yeah, but the board's like this big. Like you don't. I mean, you want to play a game like Gloomhaven or Arkham Horror with more than, even if you could play with 2 players, you want to play with more players just because it's got a huge footprint. It's designed for big groups.
Yeah.
Mystery of the Temples, you could play on your bed. It's right.
Arkham Horror 2nd Edition, not 3rd.
I think all the Arkham Horrors you can play with multiple players. Well, you would. There's a certain maximum limit before the game.
Well, Arkham Horror 3rd Edition compared to Arkham Horror 2nd Edition. A side note on this one is that they are not even close to being the same game.
No, they incorporated more of the card game into the. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to trying that. I was kind of disappointed I missed my opportunity when you played it. But yeah, Mystery of the Temple. It's a good, very basic game of acquiring symbols and so forth. It's a very simple game. I like the amount of choice. There's very little to no randomness. It's all about strategy. Very simple game. Very pretty. I know that the company. I know Sam Healy, which is weird. I was seeing a Q&A with Sam Healy and Zeke Garcia, and despite the fact that I have some basic core philosophical differences between Sam Healy, we seem to have a lot in common. And he really likes S4, which is a company that does Mystery of the Temples, and I have to agree with the Mystery of the Temples is a good game. And I have not jumped out to buy their other titles, but if I saw the titles at a good price, I'm like, oh yeah, well they scored with Mystery of the Temples. Let's try another one. Yeah. So that's my number 5 pick, Mystery of the Temples, which once again, if we were including Dinosaur Island, would be off the list.
Fair enough.
Number 4.
Number 4. So this game, I didn't buy it originally because I was just like, even though I saw it had got good reviews, it was just like, it's a 2-player game. I'm never going to play it. It sounds lame. It's Fog of Love. Yeah. And I was surprised with it because you know what? I played it and it blew me away. The first thing that blew me away with this game, the tutorial system.
The tutorial system is fantastic.
Holy cow. I don't know.
Every game should have a tutorial system. Just more of mine tried it and failed miserably to replicate the same idea. But yeah.
Yeah, every game should use that tutorial system where basically you set aside the rule book, you start unpacking the decks, and it's like this card. And it's all set up. Yes, it probably was painstaking and a pain in the butt to do, but trust me, they knocked it out of the park.
all games could do it that way.
No,
but
probably not. But
I think a good number of the games could.
And for me, the reason why I enjoyed that one so much was because when we were done, and my wife is very picky about games, she was ecstatic about the game. She was just like, this is so awesome. I love how this game plays. I love how we learned the game. We didn't even have to look at the rule book. We just played the game. She had so much fun. It was just like, okay, I'm going to buy the expansions. Like,
Also, I might add, one of the best games is a spectator sport.
because
It's a two-player game, but I'll tell you, it's a... I mean, I saw my fiance and one of my female friends played it together, and I watched. A little sexy. Kind of hot. Because inadvertently, they ended up playing what felt like the plot of Out of Sight, which was like a mid-'90s film with Jennifer Lopez and George Clooney. Because one was a career criminal, the other one was a security guard. I'm like, is this Out of Sight? I'm tuning in because I like this.
yeah.
And of course, wackiness ensues. We played a couple of games. I didn't put it on my list because I felt it was a 2017 game.
Fair enough. But it delivered in 2018, I'm pretty sure.
I think it was in the shelves in 2017.
Was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
like I said, I try to keep mine specifically, with a few exceptions. It had to have a Board Game Geek entry of 2018.
Yeah.
When I hit this up 2017, I was like, did it come out? When did it come out? I didn't want to mess around with that, so I kept...
This one, I'm pretty sure, did hit. It was early 2018 when it came out.
Okay.
Like, in stores.
Yeah. Because I don't know when we got it, but I'm pretty certain that I had a copy of it in 2017.
Yeah. Which would have been, yeah.
Yeah. So my number 4 is Century Eastern Wonders, Part 2 of the Century series. It's more of a pick up and deliver game rather than the card game. I really like the tile laying. I find it... People think it's more fiddly than Century Spice Road. I think it's a step up because there's a point when playing Century, you're like, I'm pushing cubes. At least with Century Eastern Wonders, I feel like I'm doing something. I'm transporting spices from point A to point B, which I find is a bit more interesting. I thought it was cool. I like that you were building up your tableau. It's almost an engine builder because you're making yourself better.
Yeah.
I have yet to play, and people say that the merged game between the two of them is really good. I have yet to play that. I'm playing specifically on the Eastern Wonders core game, and I like it. I think it's a good game. That's Century Eastern Wonders,
Nice.
which definitely did come out in 2018. So to number 3.
Number 3. This one, I'm pretty sure BGG has it set for 2017, but I'm almost 100% sure due to delays we actually received it in 2018 early, which was Thunderstone Quest.
Okay, I can't confirm nor deny, and I know that this game is popular.
Yeah. And for me, it's honestly just the sheer amount of stuff in the box is just boggling, and the component quality is just over the top. And it's deck builders are what we really like in our family, and so it's like the ultimate deck builder, dungeon crawler, everything combined, all mashed
It's
together in
cooperative,
one.
isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. You
I
play it in different
I
modes.
approve of cooperative deck building. I think competitive deck building is a bit off. I think they become too random and it's too reliant on luck. And I'm not a huge fan of high luck in a competitive game, but high luck in a cooperative game, I have no problem with.
Yeah, that's my number 3, Thunderstone Quest.
My number 3 is a game that it's been out for a while, but I only acquired it recently. It's a game I really enjoy because I'm a sucker for engine building. I think there's part of me that thinks that every competitive game should have some form of engine building, of something where you can make your own power base more powerful outside of the control of other people, where you can simply make your capacity of doing something better, whether it be Scythe. Viticulture technically has a bit of engine building. The new game's coming out, Wingspan has it. But there are games that are just pure engine building. That's all they are. Like you strip out the theme and you have an engine builder. One of those is Gizmos.
I haven't heard of that one.
Gizmos is a fun game. A lot of people have compared it to Potion Explosion because it deals with marbles.
Okay.
It is a fun game. It can get a little frustrating because, like a lot of engine builders, it has a nearly exponential ramp up. Where you're going slowly, you're going slowly, you're going slowly. Oh, we're moving up, and we're done.
Yeah.
Right? It's not as bad as some games. There are some games where it's just like, I got my engine going, I'm happy how it looks, and it's over. So it's like, can we play for one more round? That's what Nicole, my fiance, really has an issue with certain games. She dislikes, like for me, her biggest pet peeve whenever she plays with me or plays with anybody is the game ends too quickly. She's like, I need 1 or 2 more rounds to do my strategy. And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's been 2.5 hours, honey, we're done. So Gizmos is a good game. It's a fast game. Your engine doesn't get huge, and very similar to other games. It's a nice basic game. I like the marble usage. I love that big dispenser. I love the fact that the dispenser is huge, and yet it's got a little package of marbles. And the marbles are pretty nice. So they're plastic marbles because it was glass marbles. So the whole thing would weigh like 10 pounds. But yeah, no, Gizmos is a fun game. I really, really enjoyed it.
Cool.
Number 2.
Number 2 for me is Dinosaur Island. Would have been number 1, but it's number 2. And
that's called math.
That's called math.
It's like it could have been number 1, but it's number 2 because I'm making this list and I'm saying it's number 2.
Well, you're probably gonna have issues with my number 1 because it's technically an expansion, but it's kind of the end-all expansion. Anyways, so number 2 being Dinosaur Island because that's when I was able to get a hold of it. So I didn't get it back in 2017.
Yeah, the list on Board Game Geek, which I find annoying, which was like the top 2018 new to me games, and I'm looking like none of these games came out in 2018. So I don't know. The new to me list are just like because I saw a whole bunch of new to me like top 10 worst new to me games, and I'm like, but these games like that's Monopoly. Like why? Like this list is meaningless. Because I was trying to find lists of like to our other lists like the worst games that have came like the worst games. Trying to find the worst games list is difficult because everyone's saying, and I'm like, this is my top 10 worst games new to me for 2018. I'm getting half those games came out in the last 5 years. You idiot!
I'm pretty sure most of my worst experience ones for our next list were 2018.
Yeah, well, mine are 2018, but I include events as well as games.
Yes,
but
So Dinosaur Island, because honestly, it just when you first unpack it though, and you look at it, you're just like, "Whoa, this is going to be really complex." And then you're playing, it's like, "Oh, all right." The only thing I wish is I could have gone on with Kickstarter and got all the different all the
the 5 pounds of coins is pretty cool.
No, not the coins. I want all the different dinosaurs because when you have a Velociraptor, but all you have is just Triceratops, a little meeple, it's like, oh, that's disappointing.
I have to check your box because I don't think we have differences because
you got all the different dinosaurs. You got like 5 different dinosaurs.
Yeah, I do. How many do you have?
I have 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that
the retail? All you get is a Triceratops for each like dinosaur. Like for every dinosaur is just a Triceratops. So you even like the water ones, all you get is the Triceratops.
Because the one thing, Nicole and I were always joking in the fact that, is this more of a Diplodocus or is this a Brontosaurus?
Yeah.
Because the thing is that they gave you a whole bunch of dinosaurs and they split them up into different types. But as a result, there's a point where it's like, we've run out of Brontosaurs. I go, well, I need another Brontosaur. It's like, okay, I guess it'll be a Diplodocus. Right? So like I have like 3 dinosaurs which are Brontosaurs and they actually are Brontosaurs, but I have another bunch of those big plant eaters and I just have another type of dinosaur. So, but then of course you have the smaller ones. The smaller ones can't stand up, so they're always like doing this, right? I love that game. I love every aspect of it. I love that simultaneous action selection where you can put all your guys on your table. You get to do all of that.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that I want to play the game with more players, but I love the game at 2. It scales really, really nicely. Like I said, it would be my number 1, but instead my number 2. You're going to love this one. Dice Throne Season 2.
All right.
Now, I know I bitched during the play of this game. I need to state. Because there's a part of me that gets frustrated when dice rolls don't go in my favor. And I've rallied against people using dice rolls to determine things. Because I like dice mitigation. And that game has some dice mitigation. I think it could use a bit more. But I love how asymmetric the characters are. The art style is unbelievable. The production design with game trays is fantastic. And I think it's a fun game. I think the fact that the randomness does help balance an experienced player with an inexperienced player. You do have some way of mitigation. And the fact that everyone's really different. Like you're a vampire with blood tokens. And I'm a giant angry Russian who screams at people. It's a neat idea. It's a neat idea, and Dice Throne season 2, and if there's a season 3, I'll probably back it.
Cool. Well, there will be. It's coming out February. I think it is. Yeah.
I'm still unemployed, so I might be rescinding that comment. Number one. Gets me again. This is your streak almost 2 times.
So, you got your angst ready? Ready to argue this one? All right.
I'm gonna do the Jersey thing. I'm gonna pull the sheet over you and just start pounding you.
Sentinels of the Multiverse Oblivion. Now, it's an expansion, but it's an expansion that brought the game to a close, and because they brought in the
I'll give it to you.
box,
we just said top 5 games. We didn't say it had to be an expansion, so I'll let it go. God knows if there was an amazing expansion, I probably would have had to go. No, I'll give it to you.
And I mean, the fact that they finally brought in the collector's box was the biggest thing for me, because before I had the games spread across 3 boxes.
Yes,
that was annoying.
He has all of the multiverse. He actually owns the multiverse. Not only does he own it, all of his other realities own the game as well. Yeah. So he owns the game in multiple realities. He's like Jet Li in the One.
But I don't own the Prime Wardens. Or is it called Prime Wardens?
Well, you're going to have to rectify that.
Yeah, it was another company. I think it's Green Ronin did a similar setting, but they set their game in the multiverse. And so you can get more Sentinels, but it's through a different company. And yeah, it's complex.
The game itself is intimidating enough when you crack open that box.
You haven't played it yet, have you?
No.
Oh yeah, it is very intimidating. But when you actually sit down and start playing it, you're just like, oh. And the thing I found is,
I was gonna say, so it looks really intimidating, but when you unpack and you play it, you realize, wow, this game is incredibly complex. I don't know if I'll ever reach that point. I don't know. We'll see when I get Nemesis. Because I remember getting the reaction when he opened up Dinosaur Island. I was like, oh crap, I ordered everything. And I know it's like, I don't think I'll ever have a giant encompassing box, and then Nemesis will arrive, and I'm like,
yeah, I had that reaction when I finally got all my Shadows of Brimstone stuff. I'm gonna have it again when my next Shadows of Brimstone thing comes.
You have a wall of brimstone.
And then, of course, also I backed. What was the other one? Massive Darkness. When that showed up, that was a box of
Massive Darkness was massive.
And then Project Elite is going to be massive. And then
you backed that?
I did, and I finally paid for everything now, and I cried a little bit. But anyways, and then, of course, the wife wants everything for Assassin's Creed. So everything for Assassin's Creed is going to just be like this massive box. I think they're going to have to forklift it in.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're Canadian, right? So...
speaking of which, there was there's a game, a cooperative space pirate game that's made by some Canadians. Mm-hmm. And all the fact that we arrived at, we should get the shipping notices in about 2 weeks. They're like, oh yeah, of course you're in Canada. The boxes showed up in Canada, so for the first time for a Kickstarter distribution, Canadians get to get it first. My number 1 is Space Base.
Fair enough. Yes. Going back
to engine building. Space Base is a perfect little engine builder. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that it uses asymmetrical distribution as its gameplay core, that it knows perfectly well how that distribution system works and makes the dice work in that favor. Mm-hmm. I still think the 2-player game is got a flaw, which is easily homebrewed. Mm-hmm. Rado does a really good suggestion on how that homebrew works, so I do appreciate that. And I like it, and this may be one of those situations where I'll probably just buy that expansion without even thinking blindly, because the idea of creating story and saga elements within Space Base is fascinating, and I think that game, which is one of those things too, because I think that when we did our top 5 expansions, that was number 1 for me, and then a week later,
that needs expansions, yeah,
and then that one came out. So once again, before that list, everything
is it already out?
No, it's gonna be probably a while.
Okay.
So that's my number 1, Space Base. So going for number 5, Mystery of the Temples. Number 4, Century Eastern Wonders. Number 3, Gizmos. Number 2, Dice Throne Season 2. Number 1 is Space Base. All of this would be bumped down if we included Dinosaur Island. I think that would be it for me. I think that would be the only one that would really mix up.
Yeah. So number 5 for me was Forbidden Sky. Number 4 was Fog of Love. Number 3 was Thunderstone Quest. Number 2 was Dinosaur Island. And number 1 was Sentinels of the Multiverse, Oblivion, and the Collector's Box.
Cool. All right, so I have been Chris.
And I have been Dave. And remember, the rules are just a suggestion. Play the game how you want to play it. See, I got it right this time.
You got it right this time. I'm not even going to fault it.
It's because I had to write up the wife cue card for her unboxings. So, because she's just...
Did she forget her name?
No, she doesn't like doing the intros and stuff, so I was just like, fine, I'll put it on a cue card for you, and then you can just read it off.
I am State Your Name.
Pretty much.